Do I need to announce this? This is the part of the evening that I've been most excited about. Welcome. But let me just do the formalities if that's all right. You see, the people who are coming up next are two icons who make India proud in their own remarkable ways. Mukesh Bansal, the founder of Myntra and CureFit. He's revolutionized shopping. And thank you very much. My wife absolutely kills it. That was just an addition that I had to put. Well, now you teach us how to work out with CureFit. So first we shop, then we get into a great fitness regime, then we get into the fitness regime to fit into the clothes again. So thank you very much. It's an absolute honor to have you. Please give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Mukesh Bansal, please come on stage, sir. And this one is my absolute favorite of all time, not just because you're here, right? Ladies and gentlemen, a very special welcome for India's badminton hero, whose medals have brought glory to our nation time and again. So I'd like to personally, on behalf of my 9-year-old daughter, Vedika, say thank you very much for being an exceptional inspiration, not only to her, but to everybody, including myself. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Saina Nehwal.
Good evening, everyone. Saina, welcome. Really looking forward to this conversation. I think I have followed your journey. I think from the very beginning, I think you were, outside of cricket, I think you were nearly the first sports star which started winning medal on international stage and really put India on the map. And last 10 to 15 years, badminton has seen this huge surge. Before, I think your rise as a badminton superstar, badminton was just a gully, game where two people take a racket, go outside, and in fact, instead of trying to win the point, they'll try to maintain the rally for as long as you. That's how we knew the sport. But so let's start at the beginning. How did your interest in badminton start, and at what point you realize that this is no longer something you are playing as a school student or a teenager, but you have international aspiration. You want to win medal at the global stage.
Good evening, everyone. And sir, actually, हम हरियाणा से हैं. My parents used to play in the club in Haryana, Hisar, and I used to watch them play every day. But I was like, कोई भी game खेलूँगी, but I will not play badminton. I didn't like the game at all at that point of time. I was like, I'll go for swimming, I'll play cricket, I'll do any other sport, but not badminton. And they were like, ठीक है बेटा, कर ले जो करना है, खेल ले कुछ और sport. At that point of time, it was all about fun. I was so happy with my friends over there in Haryana. And one fine day, my father gets promoted, and I don't know why he chose Hyderabad. I was like, Papa, I don't want to go. All my friends are here. I want to be in Haryana. Please, I don't want to go. But he was like, नहीं बेटा, मेरा job है, मुझे जाना पड़ेगा.
Haryana में you would have become a wrestler in the end, so good thing you moved to Hyderabad.
नहीं. I didn't want to do any kind of sport at that point of time. अगर imagine my father is a scientist. There's no chance I could have become a player. It's maybe आप सोचेंगे 10% chance ही होगा इसको एक professional sports person बनना है तो. But we moved to Hyderabad, and that's when I was like, Papa, the language is so different. I don't have my friends here. What should I do after my classes? So he was like, why don't you join karate for 1 year and let's see how it goes. I was doing extremely well. I got brown belt in that, but I was only 8, so I couldn't take those stunts. It was so tough for me that they used to jump on the stomach and do all difficult stunts with the players over there. So I was like, sir, maybe I can't continue it anymore. I want to do something which is much more easier for me as a girl. So I don't know, one of my father's friend was like, why don't you put Saina in badminton? Badminton is quite popular here. She will enjoy it before playing, before going to school and after maybe. And I was like, ठीक है, आई यूज टू लव competing with boys, तो एक मौका मिलेगा मुझे boys के साथ compete करने का. So that's how I went to the coach there and he was like, sorry you are late, please come next year. The admissions are over. And my father was like, why don't you just see her play? If you really liked it, maybe she can continue here for some time. And he was like, okay, fine, let's see what she does. And my first stroke was a smash. And the coach was really surprised how it can be possible. For the first time, someone is playing and hitting a smash. So at that point of time, I realized that both my parents used to play in Haryana, and I used to just see them play. तो सीखने से देखने से कितना अफेक्ट होता है. एंड द फर्स्ट शॉट इज़ लाइक अ स्मैश. उससे पहले आई हार्डली मस्ट हैव हेल्ड द रैकेट एज वेल. एंड द कोच वाज रियली सरप्राइज एंड ही वाज लाइक, लेके आओ साइना को. इट वाज माय मिस्टेक दैट आई वाज स्टॉपिंग यू फ्रॉम getting her, but now please join. And that's how my journey started. Within 1 month I won the under 10 state championship. And I don't know how, but my first coach was like, tu ek din world champion banegi, Olympic champion banegi. And my mom at the same time was like, tu mere liye Olympic medalist hai already. And at that point of time, I didn't even have a single female player in badminton who was crossing even first round. Sorry to say, but I didn't even know who Prakash sir was or who anyone was. I just knew Dhanraj Pillai ka naam roz aate rehta tha, so I used to just see him in every paper. But badminton mein, is it a popular game or anything like that? I didn't know that. I wanted to be a doctor, papa scientist hai, simple. But मेरी मम्मी स्टेफीग्राफ फ़ैन है, तो आई थिंक आई हैड टू गो दैट वे. शी वॉज लाइक, नहीं, फॉर मी यू हैव टू बिकम अ स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, यू विल गेट एन ओलंपिक मेडल. एंड आई एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, ओनली 9-year-old, आई यूज्ड टू बी लाइक लाफिंग एट हर एंड सेइंग कि नहीं होगा मम्मी, नॉट पॉसिबल, हाउ विल वी बीट चाइनीज़, Koreans, Japanese. But she was like, no, it's possible. She used to always be serious, and I think that's how I also just became so serious with the game and started liking it. And within no time, I became national champion. And even my coach was like, साइना देखा, मैंने बोला था एक दिन तू नेशनल चैम्पियन बन जाएगी एंड देन वर्ल्ड चैम्पियन बन सकती है. एंड ऑल दैट, दोज वर्ड्स एट द एज ऑफ 9, कैन यू बिलीव इट, व्हेन इट वाज वेरी टफ फॉर ए फीमेल प्लेयर टू कम अप. And I didn't even have anyone whom I can say कि मेरा role model ये है या ये है. I didn't have anyone to look up to. It was just my mom who used to always push me and support me कि possible है. And that's when, when I started getting into the international stage. I was only 12 when I played my first senior international event. And मुझे लगा मम्मी शायद गलत स्पोर्ट में आ गए. टेनिस खेलना था, पैसा ज़्यादा है उसमें, इसमें पैसा नहीं दिख रहा है मुझे कुछ. बट शी वॉज लाइक, नहीं पॉसिबल होगा, सब चेंज होगा, यू जस्ट फोकस ऑन योर प्लेइंग. And, till 18, I didn't even know. My father used to take loan and अपने friends से कभी support पूछ लिया. And it was a lot of struggle, but they always supported me. And only because of their belief, I could, achieve the Olympic medal and become world number 1. That's something strange.
You started playing badminton or training at the age of 9, and at 22, I think, you won your Olympic medal.
And the previous one, in 18, I was about to get Olympic medal. After 11-3 lead in the third set. And I think that's the tournament actually where badminton became popular, the Beijing Olympics, where I played the quarterfinals. And suddenly everyone started, seeing कि badminton भी कुछ है. Saina is playing the quarterfinals, and everyone started watching badminton. And it was like, I was very close to a medal, and 11-3 say I just lost that match. So yeah, it was tough to digest, but I think that Olympic was very, very important for the next.
I think, we all remember you were quite close, and but it doesn't matter, next Olympic, you settled the score. But still, look, when people from outside, when look at a sports person who has achieved so much, we tend to talk about medals and all the high points. But I can imagine, being a 9-year-old till, 22, those 13 years, it must have taken incredible amount of commitment and not doing many other things. Yeah. So making that choice, how was that journey like for you? Because, committing 10, 20 years or something is not easy for anyone, let alone for a kid. So how was that journey for you?
I think initially it was like, national champion बन जाएंगे, job मिल जाएगा. That's what the aim was. That's what was happening in the game. Everyone was like playing to become a national champion and then get a good job and secure your future and all that. But somehow I started playing the international level, and international level my performances came so fast that I didn't really have had time to think about के क्या क्या होता है. I started training for almost 12 to 15 hours. I gave up on everything. मैंने कभी dolls के साथ नहीं खेला. I couldn't go to cinema hall. I couldn't go for shopping. I couldn't go anywhere. Even on Sundays we had training, that too 3 sessions, and you're killing.
12 to 15 hours of training.
That is from the. Where do I do it?
You were training that many
Yes,
hours.
I was training for 15 hours because at that age you can take it. From 10 to 16 years or 17 years, tak you can take the training of 15 hours, 16 hours. You can actually kill your body, and that's what is required to be the best. If you are roaming around here and there.
Trust me, if I can practice 15 hours for what I do, I'll do a lot better. But one day.
No, sir, if you're not committed to the sport, if you're thinking of becoming an Olympic medalist, and if you do the other things, nobody is stopping you. But if you're not resting well, if you're not recovering well, how will the result come? It's coaches will give you some tips. They are there to help you out. But nobody is going to take control of everything. That your parents are there, but if you don't take those things seriously, how will you come out with good results? When someone is seeing, good things in you, I've seen many players so talented, and the coaches are like, you are going to be good in future, you're going to do that, this. But suddenly I just see them going here and there, and utna focus nahi karte hain, and they lose out on so many things. And after 10th standard, they're like, engineer banna hai, ye banna hai, wo banna hai. And I'm like, we have so many engineers, doctors. We have so many people in India doing that.
Well, the good thing is, because of your example, now we have so many badminton players. The sports has really taken off.
अभी भी किधर है सर? 2-3 ही है. We still have lots to do. We have so many people who are talented. It's just that they get so scared कि रोज body को तोड़ रहे हैं. We are getting, every day we have to take good massage, recover for the next day. Same thing again and again. Play the drop shot, keep running, do agility, do shadow training. कौन करेगा 6 days a week? And Sunday is an off day, but 6 days you have to get up in the morning saying that फिर भागना है, फिर ये करना है. And I've seen so many girls telling me, how do you do it? It's so tough. आप पढ़ाई करना easy है. मैंने कहा पढ़ाई तो अगर 5 दिन करके I got 70% in 10th standard यार. 5 days I must have studied CBSE 10th standard. And you are saying इतना difficult है, ये है, कुछ भी नहीं है. You just have to be focused. If you are a good player, you are definitely a good student. You're coming out with good results because आप इतने focused हैं to win the title. Your brain is anyways working for 15 hours like a meditation thing. You're not talking to anyone. So the brain is actually, you won't know, but आप court पे meditation कर रहे हैं because you're not talking to anyone. You're just looking at the shuttle, you're looking at your accuracy, line पे मारना है. You have to listen to your coaches. So there is no moment you're talking. And when you come back to your house, you're just looking at the book and you're reading, and the focus is so much that you actually are reading in 1-2 hours, the whole thing. So
you're making some very important points. One of the things I like, there is a saying that how you do one thing is how you do everything. I've seen it time and again, when people become very good at one thing, automatically, same mindset, same way of training, focus, everything, translates. Other thing is, see that you have committed yourself, for pursuit of excellence in badminton, and which has required that, 12 to 15 hours of consistent practice for a long period of time. But I think that also applies to pretty much any walk of life, including what all of us do in the corporate world. There are a lot of startups here, and early days of startups are pretty much like a professional, player's
I'm
journey,
sure they
right?
must not be sleeping as well, full time.
There are some people do, but some don't also. That's a point I'm trying. See, in the corporate world, one thing that a lot of us don't do is we don't train. And when I look at, say like somebody like yourself who is top of the world, I'm sure when you are world number 1, you are still working with a coach. You will not say that, okay, abhi number 1 ho gaya hai, sab kuch aa gaya hai, ab coach ki zarurat nahi hai. But a lot of us in the corporate world, we stop working with a coach. We think we have arrived, we have certain skill set. I think that's something we can all learn from, because if you want to get better, you need somebody else to tell you how to get better.
At any point of your career, whether you're number 1, you're 0, or whatever you are, you need a coach. After becoming number one, it gets much more difficult because you have to maintain the consistency. How are you going to do it? You are not so smart enough. You're just a player. It's the coach's work who is going to make you a perfect player. Coach has to give all out. He's after your training, you just have to go eat and sleep. But the coach is someone, they are actually watching your matches day in, day and out, and they are like, Saina needs to work on this, or she needs to work on that. So it's the coach's work who is actually really, it's going to help me out during the practice session. Actually, practice session is so important that there you're going to learn everything, and that's how you're going to perform in tournament. So I don't think tournament is that difficult if you have trained well. If you have trained 100% with full efforts, there's no chance you're going to lose early in tournaments. That's why I keep telling everyone, practice बहुत important है. Without practice, there's no result in tournament. So many, my friends only keep telling me, Saina, how do you perform at the highest level? You're training as much as we are doing. I'm like, maybe then it's not the problem of training. Then it's about something wrong with your mental condition. It's not only about body ko chalana hai. And then what about your mind? Your mind also have to keep working, right? So that's when the coaches come into play. They're checking your matches. They're checking how your mental condition is. If you are feeling low, they are there to help you out and make you feel happy and fresh. Even after becoming world number one, if you get any kind of maybe ghamand aa jata hai, I'm the best in the world, but you're going to not last long if you're not listening to your coaches. I know I'm going to sit here and tell this because I'm only going to tell because I've experienced this and faced some losses after that. That's why I'm telling you. Otherwise, काफी लोगों को you can't even explain because they have to experience that. Experience के बिना कुछ नहीं होता है. They might be saying मेरे साथ तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा, but I know, it might happen and they will think about it later. So it's better to not tell and let them realize it. Because some point of time, they will definitely realize it कि mistake हुई है. Nobody is going to be world number one forever. They have to have some losses to be back again over there. For that, they have to keep learning, because we, as I'm saying, I have to play that drop shot 100 times, 200 times, 1,000 times, because I'm not that much of a talented player. I'm a very, very good hard worker, but I'm not the most of the talented ones. Talented ones are like Tai Tzu Ying, Tawfiq Hidayat. They are the talented ones. Roger Federer. I'm sure उनको इतना stroke practice का ज़रूरत नहीं होता होगा, but someone like Nadal, Djokovic, who are runners and complete hard workers on the court, they need to do that 1,000 times, 2,000 times. Why? Because they want to be the best. I've seen one interview where Cristiano was saying, maybe I'm the best today, but why I am the best today? Because I actually get up 3 or 4 in the morning and train for maybe 1-2 hours extra than my teammates. That's why I'm the best. That's why people look up to me. Why is it is like that? If I train for 5 hours and the opponent is also training for 5 hours, so equal hota hai. But if the opponent is training for 6, 7, and 8 hours, that's why he is the champion, right?
Absolutely. That's an incredibly important point. I think you always see people who are best in the world also train the hardest, right? So I think that's a lesson in that for all of us.
To keep listening to your coaches. They're always going to do right for you. Yes, definitely, sometimes you feel I'm the best, why I need to hear to all this. But at some point of time, you will come back to him and say, sorry, I think I made a mistake somewhere and please correct me where I'm wrong. And again, you're back to your...
Finding the right coach is also important, right? Because, when you're playing at the highest level, it's not like you don't know. You also know a lot about game, your body, your mind, and then you have somebody else so you have to calibrate and, find that common ground, right? Otherwise, you can also easily work at cross purpose, right?
True. Initially, we wanted a coach who could make us champion from national level to international level, and all thanks to Gopi sir, he played really well those 2-3 years at the highest level, and he immediately became the coach, and we could understand ke international level ka training kya hota hai. Otherwise, we just thought national championship is enough, right? As I was mentioning you before. That's why the coaches are so important, that after he turned into the coach, he told us that you stop, first of all, start eating protein, non-vegetarian, some kind of protein. You're not having any kind of, you're a vegetarian. I was like, nahi chalega bhaiya, ho jata hai, sab theek hai. He's like, nahi hoga, you have to play so many international events, and then there, what are you going to eat as a vegetarian? So he made me eat some non-veg stuff, which I actually didn't like initially, but for the game I had to do it. And then comes the training part. He was telling us you don't have to kill yourself every day by training for 12 to 15 hours. Come down, 8 hours is enough, and try to work on the intensity, on the speed of your game, your speed, endurance, everything is required, but you need to do in so much period of time, so that all the international level players train smartly. They don't do that, that's what I learned from him after he came into the coaching. And then after a point of time when I became world number 2, and I was just stuck there for like 2 years, and then my ranking came down to 9. I was beating those girls, but suddenly I started losing to most of the Chinese, and I was like, why my game is not improving? And my aim was to get to number 1, and my aim was to win a lot more Super Series, and that's when I realized it's my career, it's my time, it's my choice that I have to win so many tournaments. I know coach is there working out on me full time, but how to become world number 1? I don't have answer. The coach doesn't have answer. We are trying our level best, but still we are losing. Why is it like that? I tried so many tournaments, and kabhi, you get frustrated when you're not finding the answer. And that's when I thought maybe first I have to change the environment. I have to get out of here and see. Maybe that might help, because my game is not so bad that I should lose to, so many of the players. So that's how I made the decision, and I went to Bangalore. I trained under Vimal sir, and he really worked on my speed, and I felt a little fresh coming out of a place where I trained for like 10, 12 years, and I was like full fresh there. I was playing with different players, and suddenly I see so many semifinals, finals again, and I got to the world number 1 position. So I tell to so many, players now when they ask me, how were you so strong to take that decision to go out of your house and stay in that small room for 3 years? And I said, I don't mind staying in small room. My aim was to get to number 1, For that, even if I have to sacrifice my house, my parents for a few years, or my favorite food, or anything, I don't mind, but I'm going to become number 1 in the world. I'm going to challenge these girls again, because my mind says I can still do it, and I have to take that decision. And today I have no regret that I took that decision, because I'm the only one who became world number 1 from women category.
Amazing, and we are all very proud of your achievement, including being world number 1. But I mean, see, look, that again, the ability to step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Like you were not number 1, but you're among the top 10 players in the world, doing very well, winning tournaments, yet saying that something else is more important for me, and I'm going to take all this risk. Move from Hyderabad to Bangalore, change your coach, change your living situations, stay away from family. All, that's a big risk in some ways you took, but you're willing to try different things, right? Instead of just being, in your comfort zone. I want to talk to you about the role of tech in sports. See, when you would have started playing in 2009, 10 international level versus now, the world has changed completely. So much, like I'm wearing this Whoop device, as we speak. Like so many tracking devices have come, all this camera which analyze things in real time. Now AI is starting to analyze what's happening, and all that data is immediately available to you, to your coaches, to your fans. How do you think, that access to so much real-time data, how is that changing the game now?
I think, that point of time, we didn't really actually think about how much tech will help us, but I didn't know that Europeans were always doing it. Maybe from 2001 or 2002, they were always doing it. And we got to know it maybe from 2012 or 13, how exactly it really helps. But in today's time, that's the only thing which is making so much difference. It's going to track your time, recovery time, how much good sleep you are taking every day. And of course, your heart rate when you are training. Your heart rate is very important. Sometimes the player, as I said, you have to train in a zone where you're going to play 1 hour match on one day, and then like that for 5 days. So that particular day, your heart rate should be maintained like 160, 170, 160, 170. It should not go above that, otherwise you'll just work out for maybe like 20, 30 minutes. And you have to train for like 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and that's why the heart rate monitor is going to help you out. And the same thing, night sleep is going to be tracked with the same thing. And then comes the, before we used to watch it on YouTube and all that, but now this new tech thing has come where you can actually see how many strokes and how many number of time you're playing the same stroke, the same, that same area. So that's actually a difficult thing for a player because after the match you have to go and sit with your coach and you have to analyze that thing and you're like, फिर से वहीं पे खेला 100 times, 200 times when I'm telling you to play there. Also, when the coach is sitting behind us and he's telling us play forehand, still we keep playing on backhand. We have so much of confidence, and I trust my stamina so much that yes, I will pick up that shot and again play that my favorite backhand drop, and I will win that point. And I'm so confident. But after the match, he's like, I know you are confident, but please play one shot there so the opponent gets little confused where you're going to play the next shot. I know you have the best of the stamina, but why run so much when you can make it little, better for you to not run so much and not hurt your knees or ankles so much and not to drag all your matches like a drama. Every match of yours is like third game, 21-15, 21-16. Why not just finish it in straight sets and, give us a good time as well, Always we are tensed with you. So he keeps telling us these things. So this technology is really helping most of the players, and they're going to correct it by playing most of the shots other side as well. So the players get confused. And now, as you said, AI is coming forward and also going to do that. We are very scared, because AI is going to do a lot of things which nobody is actually thought of. And we are lucky that I'm in that field that actually AI cannot play the game, just outside and giving us.
I think most of the people in this room can worry about AI,
I know.
but you are safe.
We are safe sports, but otherwise it will look like a video game, and we don't want that. We want our players to be playing there and not AI. The AI is happy giving commentary and watching the matches. That's all I would.
Once AI is doing all of our work, we'll all be watching sports. So sports in great shape. I want to ask you about, in China, right? Last 20, 30 years, China has become such a dominant sports power, including badminton. If you have top 10 players, half of them will always be from China. And partly because China has also made huge economic progress in the last, 30, 40 years. I still find it hard to believe. 50 years ago, China and India, in terms of economic status, or the number of medals in Olympics, everywhere we are in the same level. And China started to make this massive economic stride and also huge investment in sports. But as a player, when you were competing against Chinese, what was your perspective? What did you think about Chinese player and now the whole infrastructure and machinery that is behind producing so many players at scale?
Sir, I don't know if it is because of economic growth. I can definitely say they love sports. In fact, I can see in each and every village, they have so many players playing badminton, table tennis, any sport you name it. They are there playing it, and the government is there funding even the under 10 kid because they know that these players are talented and they're going to give them chance. And they want to see how well they progress. I know they cannot fund each and every player because there's so many of them. But they definitely see who is going to be under 10 national champion, under 13 national champion. And there are like so many sponsorships. I can't believe FedEx is sponsoring under 10 players in China. The sponsors are so many that after getting to 10th standard, they don't have to think twice कि मुझे वो करना है या मुझे पढ़ाई में जाना है. मेरे पास आके बच्चे बोलते हैं दीदी मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है to buy shoes, rackets, which is only 40,000. अभी तो only बोल रही हूँ मैं, but at that point of time even we used to buy it, I know. But today I feel so sad that we don't have sponsorships to sponsor the small kids who want to play and continue and take it as their professional career. Because today we are playing in front of them and they definitely want to win Olympic gold. Not like me who used to think a first round we cross kar payenge ya nahi. They have role models in front of them and they can think of becoming world champion and Olympic champion. It's just that we don't have sponsors for the small kids and they're like, अब क्या करें, we can't continue for long. एक साल का खर्चा is what, 10-20 lakhs, playing so many tournaments. And even if they win, what is the motivation? How do you go at the international level? There's so many difficulties which you face here in India. Of course, we have infrastructure. I'm not saying we don't have. We have so many stadiums. इधर भी NSC है, इतना बड़ा stadium है. But we use it for what? I don't know. But I don't think for badminton for sure.
Fair enough, but I think, look, in some ways, you have already set the ground because of, your exploits on the field and the medals and the publicity that's brought into the sport. I think investment in badminton infrastructure, I think, gone through the roof. I'm from Bangalore. Bangalore has like 1,000 plus, these recreational
But they're
badminton
playing
courts.
recreation here. We don't have coaches. First, I was telling that only. We need to get good coaches. Why are the former players are not turning into coaches? Why will they even coach for 50,000 or 1 lakh? When you are in top 10 of the world and the foreigner who comes to India and charges 8, 9 lakhs per month and they're happily coaching and they have not even crossed quarterfinals, and our former players don't want to coach because of that. And then we have the small coaches like state level khela ho ya kuch khela ho. They're coaching so many centers. That's why I'm saying infrastructure is there, players are there, but how do you make players, for the international level? Why is after Lakshya Sen, I don't see any other male player coming up so well. After me and Sindhu, I don't even see anyone coming up so well for the next 4-5 years. Why is it so much struggle for us?
No, I think so. That's the challenge for the country. I mean, today, look, the India's stock in some ways very high. Everyone
I
is
just feel
excited.
sponsorships are lesser.
Right.
I feel somewhere we don't have proper coaching system. We don't have proper trainers. We don't have proper physios. We don't have them. How will we make champions?
No, I think so, but maybe let me just put a little more optimistic hat. And I think people are trying. One of the things, I've been part of Olympic Gold Quest for last 7-8 years. They do their bit, whatever they are able to do.
Yeah, the foundations are there.
Right, so there is, few others, but again, size of country. Today's conference theme is going from $4 trillion economy to $10 trillion. But part of, the economic growth is also not only about economic growth. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want to have be healthy. We want to be proud of our achievements on international scale, which includes achievement beyond cricket in all sports, especially badminton. I think there is no question here that there is a lot of talent. If right kind of sponsorship, coaches, infrastructure, hopefully, I think let's hope over the next 5 to 10 years it improves a lot. I'll open up for audience questions. If there are 1 or 2 questions from the group, if you have mechanism, you can raise your hand and hopefully someone can get the mic to you. Dheeraj. I'll repeat the question. So, toughest period in last 3 years of your career?
You mean during Olympics and all that, or any tournament? Toughest moment will be, sir, to make people believe and that badminton is also, doing. Imagine in 2010, I won three Super Series title, and people started comparing me with Dhoni. And they forgot that how much difficult it would have, it was for me to become a champion in badminton, which was totally dominated by China, Korea. Now at least we see so many girls giving them tough fight, and they're not there in top scene like before. Before I was only Indian, and there was one more Denmark girl in top 10, and 8 were Chinese. वो फर्स्ट राउंड हुआ, सेकंड राउंड हुआ, nobody thinks of first round किसको मारा, second round किसको मारा. Only winning the Super Series was really what was actually mattering at that point of time. But for that, my father had to ask money from so many people. I had to go every day 25 kilometers up and down, and then do my schooling as well. And then I had to tell my mom, I didn't have physio. रात में बेचारी पूरा रात बैठ के मसाज करती थी. I used to beg her, please, I have to get up tomorrow morning. I have big competitions coming up. And trainer kaun tha? Our coach. So that can't be, trainer has to be different, coach has to be different. Because trainer is going to look up to your body also, how your body is. Every body is different. So you need a proper conditioning as well. Without all these things, I still made it to number 2 in the world. And won 3 Super Series title back to back, which I think only Chinese did it or me. There's nobody else who actually won 3 back-to-back tournaments. That was tough because also mentally you're dead after 2 tournaments. You already played 10 days back-to-back, another 5 days to go. And my coach was like, come on, Saina, you can do it. And I was like, sir, I'm dead tired. Not physically, but mentally I am finished. But he's like, you should do it. You have to do it. You can create history. And that motivated me to actually push the 3rd tournament. And all my matches were like 3 games. But I finally made it, and I won that tournament. And that's when I think badminton was really, really there. and everyone started like badminton khelna hai, mujhe bhi acha karna hai. So finally I felt really good because I was on the podium. But those difficult moments, after that thing was over, really made me emotional because everyone had to go through so much of struggle to actually have a player from our country, that too in badminton, yeah.
I think after hearing that, I think all of us in the room should at least work out tomorrow morning. Utna to minimum banta hai. One last question from the audience. Yes.
Yeah, so nice to see you, Sania. Very big fan. Very unusual question. So what is the biggest regret that you have? And probably what is the suggestion that you will give to the young badminton players that they should be consistently avoiding such kind of things?
I didn't-
so both
sorry.
of us can't hear. Maybe
Is my voice okay now? Yeah. I'm saying what is your biggest regret that you have and any suggestion that you can give to the budding badminton players that be doing this so that you don't regret whatever I've been doing?
Regret is, I can say what I just said. Maybe things could have been much more better at that point of time, and ये सब जो technology का चीज़ें हैं to monitor everything and then have everything perfect. I'm sure I could have won. Now I have 24 titles, maybe 40, 50 हो जाता था शायद. You never know because they're going to keep your body conditioned for throughout the year. How are you going to play 17 to 20 tournaments in a year without having a proper trainer and physio? But we did that, most of the players tell me, 12 साल की एज में बोलते हैं back pain हो गया, disc problem हो गया. You know what is disc? I said, at the age of 12 they're telling me disc problem हो गया, and I'm like, ठीक है, हो गया है, मुझे खुद नहीं पता है, okay. Then I'm like, these things, imagine I got at the age of 19 or 20, एक physio मिला मुझे finally. So these were the things. If regret, it's not a regret. I'm happy what I achieved for badminton. I did well. But if things were different at that point of time, definitely more titles for sure. But for the upcoming generation, nothing to worry. Everything is there. They're taken care of very well by everything. But yes, be more focused. Leave your phones out. Train more. Go to the ground and keep training. Otherwise, how will you get interest in the sports? Otherwise, phone में सब कुछ है आजकल. YouTuber भी इतना कमा लेगा तो then how do you expect players आएगा country से? So and also I feel एक parent को तो पागल होना पड़ता है. And my mom was like that. Yeah, she was a housewife, but I don't know आजकल तो दोनों parents काम करते हैं. So I don't know who will take care of the kid. But अगर player बनाना है तो one has to sacrifice.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Outstanding, Saina. I think your journey is incredible. You are still very, very young. It's like with so much achievement already behind you, and I think you are continuing to inspire next generation of players, but also everyone. I think everybody in India, when they look at your story, feel very proud of what you have accomplished. And we all feel like as if we are also somehow part of that accomplishment. So I think want to just thank you for everything you have done. I'm pretty sure you have much more to contribute in the coming years also in many different ways.
Thank you, sir.
We'll all be watching out for that. And thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.